Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have learned about the relative lowering of vapor pressure and colligative properties and elevation of boiling point. Now, let us see one more property, depression in freezing point. So, generally coming to elevation in boiling point, what I have told you, the solute will increase compared to pure solvent. Yes or no? But first of all, let us see the definition of the freezing point. I am taking liquid H2O is changing to ice. Means what? Solid. Liquid H2O is changed to ice solid. Yes or no? Which is an equilibrium condition. When you take water, when you keep it in the freezer, what will happen? It become cool. Means it become ice cube. That one we call it a solid. So again, if you take ice cube, again it is changing into liquid. Means what happening? Equilibrium condition is going to happen. So freezing point is nothing but what here means the temperature at which vapor pressure of solid is equal to the vapor pressure of liquid is known as freezing point. This is the normal definition of the freezing point. So generally if you are taking water, pure solvent, okay, it is changing into ice, okay, means what happening? The temperature at which vapor pressure of solid is equals to the vapor pressure of liquid is known as freezing point. Then here coming to depression and freezing point, I am saying. So generally we are speaking in colligative properties about non-volatile solute. So when if I have added to the ice cubes, generally if ice is in pure solvent indicates water, liquid H2O, okay. So to this liquid H2O is converting to ice, I have told. Okay, so this is the pure solvent. So to this solvent, if I have added non-volatile solute, non-volatile solute means what? Here I am taking NaCl, common salt. If common salt is added to the ice, so what it is going to happen? Generally freezing point for ice, the freezing point is 0 degrees centigrade. So to this salt, if I add ice, so what will happen? The freezing point will decrease. Means what? Minus 1 degree centigrade. Below the 0 degree centigrade we are going to get. Okay. So now let us see in the graph. On x-axis I am taking temperature. On y-axis I am taking vapor pressure. So when I increase the temperature, automatically what happens means it is going to decrease. So first I am taking liquid H2O, pure solvent I am taking. So it goes on decreasing until solid H2O. Means what happening? The liquid is converting into solid. So this is a one point, sharp decreasing point. That one we call it as del T naught F. This one we call it as T naught F, which means pure solvent. Why? Because we are not adding anything. So when we are taking liquid, automatically when we are raising temperature, what happening? It is decreasing. At certain point it's sharply decreasing. So that one we call it as, this decrease point we call it as what? Pure solvent. So to this liquid, means to this solid what I'm adding means some salt solution. So when I'm adding salt solution, so what happened, it is giving one more point, that is TF. This TF indicates what here, non-volatile solute is added to solvent, pure solvent. So means what, some solution. This is salt solution. So when you observe these two, so here liquid H2O, here solid. So what happening here, the solution, when we are adding some salt to the liquid, pure solvent, the solution is decreasing. So it is giving what here, TF. So the different, this one is the vapor pressure of the solution, vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So when you have observed in lowering of vapor pressure, when you review the vapor pressure in the previous class, so what I have told you, vapor pressure of pure solvent is higher than the vapor pressure of solution. Means what, the concentration of solution is decreasing compared to the concentration of the pure solvent. So this is only happening in the freezing point also. Similarly, this one also happening. So the vapor at certain temperature, what happening? The vapor pressure of liquid pure solvent is increasing and the vapor pressure of solution is decreasing. So here the difference between the solvent and the solution, we call it as delta TF, which is known as depression in freezing point. So what do you mean by depression in freezing point? I have told you, the temperature difference between pure solvent, vapor pressure of pure solvent and the vapor pressure of solution is known as what? Depression in freezing point. What do you mean by depression in freezing point? The temperature difference between vapor pressure of the pure solvent and vapor pressure of the solution, we call it a depression in freezing point. So this is indicated by delta TF is equals to T naught F minus TF, where T naught F indicates pure solvent of the liquid and TF indicates when non-volatile solute is added, means solution. So this is nothing but depression in freezing point. So in the similar way, the depression in freezing point is directly proportional to concentration of the solution. Means what here, delta TF is directly proportional to molality of the solution. So we can write delta TF is equals to remove proportionality constant KF into M, where KF is equals to what? Depression in what do you mean by KF? Depression constant, depression in molal constant, or we can say chiroscopic constant also. Okay, so as we know, molality is equals to weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by weight in grams. So M value, if you substitute here, what you are getting, delta TF is equals to KF into, what do you mean by molality? Weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by W. So this is about molality. So this is, we call it as freezing in, depression in freezing point. So this is about depression in freezing point. So general example, we have taken liquid is converted into ice. The temperature at which vapor pressure of solid is equals to vapor pressure of liquid is known as freezing point. So here Generally when we take pure solvent, it is having freezing point 0 degrees. So when you add any salt to the pure solvent, automatically the freezing point decreases. That one it becomes in minus degrees, that is minus 1 degree centigrade. Okay, so the graph, if you have observed, means the liquid is changing to solid water. So there will be a sharp decrease in temperature. When you increase temperature, the sharp decrease in freezing point, that one we call it a T0F, pure solvent. When you add salt, non-volatile solute, to the water, it is also decreasing. So that one we call it a solution. So the difference between these two, we call it a depression in freezing point. Okay, so this is about depression and freezing point. Now let us go to another one more property, that is osmosis. Osmosis. So first of all, I will give you examples. This is a mango. Okay, so this raw mango is kept in the salt water. Pieces of mango kept in salt water, and this is a flower. Okay, so when you keep it in water, this is wilted flower. Wilted is nothing but, wilted flower means what here? Wilted is nothing but here vadipovadam. So this is a wilted flower. So when I keep it in water, it will be very fresh, means it become fresh flower in water. Okay, so if you observe these two examples, what happening? There is a common thing in this. Both the examples are observing water. So this is pure solvent, this is non-volatile solute. Means what here? In a solution we are keeping raw mango, and here we are keeping what here? Pure water, pure solvent. So in pure water, the whatever vegetables will be wilted off, that one will become fresh. Yes or no? Carrot, for example, if you have taken, if you keep it in water and leave for some time, what will become? The carrot will become very fresh. In the same way, flowers also. If suppose if you take mango, raw mango, it is absorbing salt water. So what happening? It is absorbing water. So what do you mean by osmosis? Osmosis is nothing but here the movement of solvent molecules, means water, from a solution of lower concentration into a higher concentration. That one we call it as osmosis. Means what here? The solvent flowing into the solution. The process of solvent flowing into the solution through semi-permeable membrane. We call it as osmosis. Then what do you mean by semi-permeable membrane here? For example, so in the beaker, in the middle I am taking semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable is nothing but here there will be a pores. If you take for any atta you have to purify. So what happens, you have to do partition for that. Means what here, semi permeable membrane is nothing but here it is containing pores which allow only solvent molecules through it, through the pores, not solute particles. That one we call it as semi permeable. Means what, the pores which allow solvent molecules, we call it as semi permeable membrane. So this is the water, this is the solution with solute molecules. Solution means solute and solvent should be there. So what happens, only water molecules will enter here, okay, through semi permeable membrane, but there will be no solute molecules are passing. Why? Because solute particles are very large molecules. Because of large molecules, what happening, it is not passing through the water. So the solvent molecules which will pass through the semi permeable membrane is called as, means the process of solvent flowing through the solution through semi permeable membrane, we call it as osmosis. This is the osmosis. So here in the middle I have kept some holes like, so that one pores means what, only very small particles, means only solvent molecules can pass. If you add any solute like that, means there will be no flow of solute molecules. Why? Because solute molecules contains large particles. Okay, so here this is about osmosis. So we are going to have osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure means what here, osmotic pressure is nothing but here the pressure just prevent the osmosis. Is known as osmotic pressure. So here we are applying some pressure, some extra pressure we are applying. So this process is known as osmosis. Means here the solvent molecules will go, here again the solvent molecules will flow. Means it equilibrium condition it is going to happening. So whenever I am applying some pressure, okay, so whenever I am applying some pressure, it is preventing the osmosis, means it is stopping the osmosis process. Means the pressure just to prevent the osmosis, means the solvent molecules will not flow, it will stop. Okay, so that one we call it as osmotic pressure. The extra pressure is applied to prevent the osmosis, we call it as osmotic pressure. So here osmotic pressure means what here, the pressure required to be applied on the solution, means to the solution some pressure I have applied. Okay, the solution I am applied on the pressure to stop the inflow of the solvent, means to prevent the osmosis into the solution, which is separated from solvent by semi permeable membrane. Okay, this one we call it as osmotic pressure. Here I have seen example, here only osmosis process is going on. So if I apply some pressure here, some pressure I am applying, so what happened, this pressure will stop the flow of solvent molecules here from here to here. That one we call it as osmotic pressure. Now coming to here, we are having reverse osmosis. Osmotic pressure is denoted by pi is equals to CRT, or we can say CST also. Why? Because C is nothing but pi is nothing but osmotic pressure of the solution. C is nothing but concentration of the solution, R gas constant, T temperature. So it depends upon gas constant and temperature. So here pi is equals to CRT. So Why I'm saying CST means according to Van 't Hoff factor we are going to say. For example, pi is directly proportional to T means concentration of the solution. So pi is directly proportional to 1 by V. Okay, and also pi is directly proportional to T. It depends upon temperature and also volume. So here what we can say, pi is equals to KT I'm taking. So if pi is equals to KT, K is constant, then HTV by V. So which one we call say it as pi is equals to CST. Okay, so this is nothing but osmotic pressure. So we can say pi is equals to CRT or CST. Now let us see isotonic solutions. Isotonic solution is nothing but what here means. If for example semi-permeable membrane, this is a solvent, this is a solution. Okay, so here the solution means the solution which is having same osmotic pressure. We call it as isotonic solution. Means the solution which is having same osmotic pressure, we call it as what? Isotonic solution. Let us, I will say example. Some blood cells I am taking. In this first what happened means, blood cells I am taking here, water is absorbing. This one will become swell, the blood cells. After that again what happening means, again it is coming to normal position. So first I have taken water in the blood cells, it is swelling, it is becoming normal. So what happening here, if I add NaCl solution to this, okay, blood is saline, isotonic with normal saline NaCl solution. So if I add, if blood is isotonic solution, blood is observing same osmotic pressure with normal saline solution. That one we call it as what here? Isotonic solution. So here we are having hypotonic and hypertonic solution. So if suppose the concentration is more 0.9%, that one we call it a hypertonic. If suppose the concentration is less 0.9%, that one we call it as hypotonic. So let us take X. Okay, in the normal water, in the pure solvent I am taking egg. So what will happen means, here I am adding salt water. Okay, so here egg. So compared to these two eggs, this is very large. Why? Because it is absorbing water. Coming to here, it is absorbing water. But what happening? It is absorbing salt water. It is very small. Okay. So this one we call it as what here? This one we call it as hypertonic. This one we call it as hypotonic. So pure solvent, here the concentration is less. In pure solvent the concentration is less. That one we call it as hypotonic. If suppose when we add salt to the pure solvent, means what happened? The concentration is more. So what happening here? It is decreasing. So this is the difference between hypotonic and hypotonic. If suppose concentration is less than 0.9%, that one we call it as hypotonic. Concentration is more than 0.9%, that one we call it as hypertonic. Okay, so this is about isotonic solutions, this is about hypotonic and hypertonic. So we are going to have reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is nothing but what means, so here what I have told you, osmosis means the flow of solvent molecule into the solution through a semi-permeable membrane, we call it as osmotic. Then what do you mean by osmotic pressure? The pressure is required to stop the osmosis, we call it as osmotic pressure. Reverse osmosis is nothing but what means the extra pressure. The extra pressure is required than osmotic pressure. The extra pressure is required than osmotic pressure through a semi-permeable membrane. Means osmosis can be reversed here. So why it is reversed? The extra pressure is required than osmotic pressure. Means for example, if I am taking here some YouTube, I am taking here some extra pressure I am applying, semi-permeable membrane. This is semi-permeable membrane. Here is pure solvent. This is a solution. Sorry, this is a solution. This is a solution. So for example, I am taking sea water. Sea water, you should have to purify it as a normal water. So what happens means whenever I am applying to the solution side, so automatically what happens means the solvent molecules will flow here. So what happening, it is point means here we are applying extra pressure. So what happened, the extra pressure is required than osmotic pressure. Means what happening here, when we are applying some extra pressure, so than the osmotic pressure, there will be osmotic pressure normally and also extra pressure also. So what is the use of extra pressure? This one we call it as for purification of water. So the direction of osmosis can be reversed. If pressure is larger than osmotic pressure is applied to the solution side. So what happens, automatically solvent flows out of solution through a solute molecule in the solvent. So this way, this one we call it a desalination of water also. Desalination of water. So by this we can purify our sea waters. So this is the process. Reverse osmosis is the process to purify the water. Means what happening here? Generally we are, by applying osmotic pressure, what happening? By applying osmotic pressure we are stopping the flow of solvent molecules. Okay, so when we apply extra pressure, whatever solvent molecules is there is flow into the solvent, pure solvent. Means in a solution, this is a solution, from this solution it is flowing into the solvent molecules. So this one we call it as sea water. Means the water impurities present over on the solution, automatically what happens means it can grind it off. So after grinding, the pure solvent molecules will flow through the solvent, fresh water. Okay, so that one we call it as osmotic, reverse osmosis. So this is about osmosis, osmotic pressure, isotonic solution, hypotonic, hypertonic, and also this is a reverse osmosis. Tomorrow next topic I am going to explain you. Thank you.